Hello, my name is Dr. Pisit Pitakchiwanon. I am a past president of the Human Growth Foundation. The Human Growth Foundation was founded in 1965 by 5 families with children with growth hormone deficiency. In 2004, the Human Growth Foundation awarded their first Lifetime Achievement Award to Dr. Robert M. Blizzard. Dr. Blizzard has an illustrious career devoted to the ideal exemplified by, as many will still call, scientific excellence, integrity, and dedication to the health of children. Dr. Blizzard passed away in 2019, but his legacy lives on. We see it in the students whom he once mentored and who are now stellar physicians, and we see it in his former patients who have reached new heights. Very few endocrinologists have since made an impact on growth. This is why it gives me great pleasure to introduce a physician who is both friend, mentor, and inspiration. Dr. Sally Radovick is the Henry Rutger Term Chair and Professor of Pediatrics and Senior Associate Dean for Clinical and Translational Research at Rutger Robert Wood Johnson Medical School. Prior to this position, she was the Division Director of Pediatric Endocrinology and the Vice Chair for Research in the Department of Pediatrics at Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine. Dr. Radovick is a specialist in growth and development and pubertal disorder in children. Her research is focused on determining the regulation of the gonadotropin-releasing hormone gene, which has a central role in controlling the onset of puberty. Her group was the first to generate GnRH-expressing neuronal cell lines and in vitro map the cellular regulation of these critical genes by growth factors that have increased knowledge in the relationship between growth, puberty, and nutrition. She has developed genetically modified mouse models to elucidate mechanism of in vitro regulation of GnRH secretion in response to neuroendocrine and growth factor stimulation and sex steroid feedback regulation. Of particular interest has been to determine the role of neurotransmitter and hormone receptor in mediating the increase in GnRH secretion to adult levels at puberty, which result in the attainment of fertility. These studies will provide insight into pubertal disorder, PCOS, as well as provide future therapies for infertility. Dr. Radovick has trained over 75 pre-doctoral students, postdoctoral fellows, and junior faculty in scientific research, and she is the PI of the Rutger CTSA KL2 program. It is with great pleasure that Human Growth Foundation awards Dr. Sally Radovick with the Robert M. Blizzard Award.
It is an incredible honor to be selected for the Robert Blizzard Award from the Human Growth Foundation. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Foundation for its continued support of patients, families, and caregivers. The Foundation also supports early phase career investigators and research in growth and bone health. I sincerely appreciate this effort as I began my career with a Foundation grant to study the genetics of growth hormone deficiency. Thus, this award has special significance for me as my first award was also Foundation supported from the Genentech Foundation for Growth and Development, and which was led by Dr. Blizzard. Dr. Blizzard is one of the giants of pediatric endocrinology and one of the pioneers in the story of growth hormone. Although he was never my direct mentor, he supported my career from afar in thought and spirit. My research on the genetics of growth hormone deficiency rested on the foundation that he established for the field. What I learned was the importance of the patient. Bob was first a pediatrician, a clinician who took care of his patients. His focus was always about the child and the family. Caring for his patients became the basis for the research questions that he asked. Indeed, my initial description of a mutation in the first known transcription factor resulting in a deficiency of growth hormone, then called PIT1 and now referred to as POW1F1, was of a single child who I had cared for. I had dinner with Bob, Claude Mejean, and Mel Grumbach in New York City during the international meeting of the Pediatric Endocrine Society. All three were the first fellows of Lawson Wilkins and founding members of the Pediatric Endocrine Society, of which I was later president, and all in some way served as mentors to my career development. The dinner was memorable for many reasons. Mainly, it highlighted their long friendship and collegiality and displayed their sense of humor and gave me new insights into the history of pediatric endocrinology. I told them about my research in the genetics of growth hormone deficiency, the nearly 20 different developmental and transcription factors that were identified and resulted in growth hormone deficiency, and our most recent studies on the embryology of the pituitary. We discussed etiologies of combined pituitary hormone deficiency, which we had defined as the deficiency of more than one pituitary hormone due to a genetic mutation affecting multiple terminal cell types. An important and very humorous topic was age, and the debate began with who was older. A curious competition began, and Claude won, being born in December of 1923, and Bob was a second by only 6 months, June 1924. Mel lost that evening, being exactly 1 year and 363 days younger than Claude. We also discussed the critical aspect in the field, that of mentorship for the next generation. Indeed, Bob was the epitome of a nurturing mentor. He imparted rational scientific thought to the practice of pediatric endocrinology and became an inspiration to the younger generation. At the same time, he was committed to caring for children, impacting the lives of so many. Talking to the child and family was his first mantra. I have so many to thank. First, to thank the Human Growth Foundation for their continuing work to serve patients with growth disorders. The sponsors who value their mission. My research mentors who engaged with me to discuss interesting cases and believed with me that science can overcome disease. My trainees, past and current, now more than 100, who strove to more precisely diagnose growth hormone deficiency and who, along with me, grew scientifically. To thank the many colleagues who contributed to the work and provided patient samples, and to the patients and families who are committed to helping us to further the scientific mission and improve the health of others. And of course, to thank my family, who valued education and sacrifice for mine, my husband and career-long mentor Fred, my 2 daughters, Sarah and Anne, who are pursuing careers as physicians. This is an incredible honor for me to receive this award from the Human Growth Foundation in honor of this phenomenal man, Robert Blizzard, who I was privileged to know. I am honored to be part of the tradition of academic excellence that he embodied. I applaud the Human Growth Foundation for their commitment to expand and accelerate research in growth, to promote advocacy, and to promote awareness of growth disorders. It is with sincere gratitude that I accept this award and promise I will keep this award in my heart. In the spirit of Bob Blizzard, we can make a difference. I end with 2 wishes. May we return to a life without the threat of COVID, and may you and your families have a happy and healthy holiday season.